His eye or fled the ghoul next door.
Hello, my Spuggins. It is I, out of blood, the ghoul next door. And this is another edition of Nightblade's Vampire Movie Reviews. It is... I lost the date. It is Monday, March the 23rd, 2020. And the movie I have for you today is The Dead Don't Die. Yeah, it's another one I don't own, but I watched it on Crave. Okay, so this is a zombie movie. This is a 2019 zombie movie starring Bill Murray and Adam Driver and a host of other people. The premise is this small town has suddenly become overrun by zombies because of the global warming and the earth tilting on its axis just so that everything's off balance, and therefore there's this zombie apocalypse happening. Our lead characters, played by Bill Murray and Adam Driver, are cops who get called in to investigate a farmer's chickens being stolen and poached and whatever, and they end up going to this camp out in the woods belonging to this hermit, and the hermit swears that he didn't do it, that the farmer has a vendetta against him, which could be true or not true. We're not too sure. It never really delves into any of that. The townfolk seem to be, they get killed by two zombies at the beginning, who, one is played by Iggy Pop, who I haven't seen in a movie in about 25 years. I think the last movie I saw Iggy Pop in was the Crow 2 City of Angels. But so he plays a zombie and he kills a couple of waitresses. Him and somebody else, they kill a couple of waitresses, and they start immediately then going for coffee. They start saying coffee, and they which I found really hilarious, because if you know me, I used to call myself the coffee bounce, so a coffee zombie, not that far off. And this is something that kind of becomes a trend through the movie, not the coffee, but the last thing that the person was obsessed with before they died, that's what they become obsessed with again. So it's like there's a couple of the zombies who they start going straight for the hardware store. All they want are the tools and stuff to build whatever it is they were going to build right before they died. Others, they go shopping in general. Then there's somebody who's mowing their lawn. They're obsessed with keeping up their lawn. There's the hooker. So whatever a person was addicted to and obsessed with before their death, it carries over into their undeadness. So we meet up with our third cop, and she is very like a little scared bunny. She's kind of jumpy and scared and not wanting to deal with anything that's going on. And then we have this mortician who's played by Tilda Sweden. I knew I was going to screw up her name. She plays this, what we think is a Scottish mortician, and you see her doing the corpses with this kind of 80s glam clown makeup from some like bad 80s video, and She thinks it's just absolutely perfect. And then the corpses, of course, come to life, and she takes a katana and a big old sword and just slices and dices and goes through the town and slices and dices her way to the police station, where she steals a car, well, borrows a car from one of the cops, and just kind of drives off to the cemetery. Meanwhile, while that's happening, our 3 cops are trying to get to safety, and they end up in the cemetery. The female character, the female cop character, she sees her dead grandmother and leaves the safety of the vehicle to help her dead grandmother, and of course she gets eaten by zombies. And at the very end, the other 2, played by Bill Murray and Adam Driver, they get overtaken by the zombies as well. So the Tilda the mortician, she while she was at the police station, she was using a computer, and there's all this weird code and everything. You think she's looking for help or something. I guess in a way she is, because she ends up at the cemetery and gets abducted by aliens. Yeah, so we have this weird kind of sort of Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Night of the Dead, sort of Plan 9 from Outer Space thing happening. So it's a cute little movie. I liked it. The lines are delivered very dryly, almost like the actors were really trying to memorize. This would have worked, I think, as a stage play, as well as it does as a movie. There are way too many little inside jokes and nods, kind of to the fact that, oh, we are in a movie. At one point, a song comes on, and Bill Murray's character goes, "That is so familiar," and the Adam Driver character goes, "Well, it's the theme song," which gets played, later on. And the Adam Driver character keeps saying, things are not going to turn out well for us. Things are not going to turn out well. And at one point, Bill Murray's character asks him, "Why do you say that? Why do you keep saying that?" And the Adam Driver character said, "Well, I read the script. I read the whole script." And there's this, you're not sure if it was actually written into the script or if this was literally like a crazy little ad-lib that they thought was funny and decided to leave in. Because there's actually a scene where Bill Murray goes, "Oh, so we're ad-libbing now." So it's not one of those blockbuster great movies, but it's definitely going to become a cult classic. And at the very, very end, you do see the hermit guy eating fried chicken, so he did, I guess, steal the chicken. And he's played by Tom Waits, who did play Renfield in Bram Stoker's Dracula back in 1992. So there's quite a few vampire actors in this one. See, Bill Murray, of course, having played a zombie twice in the 2 Zombieland movies, and of course from Ghostbusters. Then you have Tilda. I'll put her name here because I can't pronounce it. Who, of course, has played a vampire a couple times. She was in The Last Lovers Left Alive, or The Only Lovers Left Alive. And then, of course, she played that character again in an episode of What We Do in the Shadows TV show. Of course, I just mentioned how Tom Waits played Renfield in Dracula. So there's that. It's obvious that the themes in this are about global warming and consumerism and addiction. Those are the obvious. And I gotta say, I was kind of laughing too much to actually get much deeper than that. The overall theme, because they keep talking about how the global warming and the fracking company, the mining company, has kind of been the cause of this, and how it's caused the earth to rotate slightly on its axles and therefore throwing the balance off. And one of the earlier scenes in the movie alludes to this with the fact that it's after 8:30 p.m., close to 9, and they're like, it should be dark by now, and the sun is as bright can be. The day to night has kind of shifted, which is our first early indication that something supernatural is going on. So that about wraps it up for today. Cute little movie. I know a lot of us are kind of stuck. A lot of people are stuck inside right now because as I'm taping this, it's the whole isolation situation going on, and I can't believe how many channels are putting zombie movies on right now, just kind of going he to the whole thing. So I watched it on Crave here in Canada. I'm sure if you haven't seen it already, it's available to you. Until next time, creeping screams.